London's the sort of place that no matter how many times you visit, there's always more to see.
It's the kind of city that even if you live here, it'll always surprise you. Turn a corner and you're in a hidden garden. Down the steps, you're in a centuries-old pub. Hop on a riverboat and the whole skyline shifts.
In this episode, we're bringing you a local's guide to the capital. No tourist traps, just smart ways to explore. So whether it's your first time visiting or your 50th,
here's how to see it differently.
London is built on stories, and if you want to experience them live, head to the official London Theatre ticket booth in Leicester Square. It's got some of the best deals on same-day West End tickets. The West End is one of the world's most iconic theatre districts. It's a huge part of London's cultural identity, and grabbing a discounted ticket at the booth is quite possibly the smartest way to catch an unforgettable performance. Not all stories are told on stage. Some are hidden behind heavy doors in total silence. This isn't your typical museum or gallery. Dennis Sever's house in Spitalfields is part museum, part art installation, and part complete fantasy, showing how some Londoners would have lived in the 18th and 19th centuries. One of my best London tips? Most of the capital's top museums and galleries are completely free to visit. It's a brilliant way to spend an afternoon, from blue whales to classic paintings and cutting-edge design, all under one roof and all without spending a penny. There are also fun, off-the-beaten-path alternatives to the big-name galleries. Unique, striking and totally full of character, it's the perfect place for an envy-worthy holiday snap. I'm meeting up with Johnny, better known as Bowl of Chalk, a local tour guide with a difference. He's built a following by showing visitors a side of London you won't find in the guidebooks. So Johnny, when people join your walking tours, what is it they're coming to you specifically for?
I do two lots of tours. I have private tours, and often it will be first-time visitors, and they want to see the big sights, but also make sure they see other things that they wouldn't ever find if they weren't with someone who knew the city. So get a little sort of insider experience, that's the thing.
Your walking tours are filled with loads of amazing facts about London. Do you have one favourite fact?
I don't have a favourite, but I have spent about 15 years just collating them. And as it happens, I've got a book coming out, a fun fact book. Why is Downing Street painted black? And 364 other fun London facts. That's the name of the book.
Okay, maybe tell me why Downing Street is painted black then.
Well, Downing Street is famously black, as you will probably know if you've seen it on the news. And when it was originally built by a not particularly nice politician called George Downing, it was a cul-de-sac that was actually yellow. And then 300 years of pollution turned it black. And then they lost a couple of bits of it. So the bit that's left, the number 10 door, that's there. And then in the 60s, they were cleaning it and they cleaned off all this pollution. And they were like, oh, it's yellow. So they literally painted it pollution coloured.
So they painted over the yellow to make it the colour of pollution?
Because that's what everyone was used to, yeah.
That's brilliant.
So that's why it's painted black.
I'm a born and bred Londoner. I've lived in this city for more than 3 decades. Is there somewhere that you'd recommend I visit that I've probably never seen before?
So we had the Great Fire in 1666 and they lost about 30 odd churches and they basically never rebuilt on them and their gardens. So you have these what I call church-sized holes around that you can just find. They might be a little sunken garden, or you're just behind a building as a little place you can go and sit and have your lunch, or which people wouldn't know about.
Around every corner in London, there's something to stumble across, if you know where to look. Tucked between office buildings and busy streets, you'll find these calm little pockets of history, like St Dunstan in the east. Bombed in the Blitz and turned into a public garden, it's now one of my favourite quiet spots in the city. One of the best things about London is that a lot of the city's creativity is right out in the open. Street art is one of those things you don't really need to plan for. Just take a walk through a neighbourhood like Brick Lane, Camden or Leek Street, and the city will do the work for you. Every time you visit, it looks different. There's always something new, painted or pasted up.
If you're hungry in London, start with the markets. Borough is the city's oldest, a proper mix of heritage and high-end produce. From sourdough to spice blends, it's a feast for all the senses.
And then there's Seven Dials. This modern and trend-led food hall is all about bold flavours and playful ideas. There's even a conveyor belt with 25 different types of cheese and charcuterie. Yes, really.
There's no shortage of good pubs across the city to sit down in after a long day of exploring and have a drink. But the ones with real character and history are worth seeking out. Steer clear of the chains and you'll find something with proper personality. One of my favourite recommendations is the Old Cheshire cheese, tucked away just off Fleet Street. It's atmospheric, it's historic. Here you really are stepping back in time. This place has been around since 1667, rebuilt after the Great Fire of London. Writers like Charles Dickens and Mark Twain were regulars. With its winding layout and church pew seating, it's more than a pub. It's a proper slice of London history. And then there's Vaulty Towers. It's like a backstage party in pub form. It's chaotic, it's creative, and their boozy lychee slushy is dangerously good. Cheers.
Okay, Ted, let's talk about getting around London. If it's your first visit to the city, or if you live here, like we both do, what would be your top tip for moving around?
So first of all, I'd say if you're from outside London, check out the rail discounts on offer for getting into the city. Then once you're in the city, download the City Mapper app. The tubes are intimidating, the buses, well, they can be a maze. This app often gives you the fastest, cheapest and the most scenic way of getting around.
It's a pretty good tip, and I would add to that it's probably a good idea to go paperless. It's very easy to tap in with your phone or contactless, and it makes it a little bit easier, saves time and saves money.
Absolutely, and if you want that scenic trip, I would say get on an Uber Thames Clipper.
Meant to be a lot of fun.
They are a lot of fun. They're a lot of fun. There's a bar on board and they go past loads of landmarks.
So it's a bit of a river cruise for commuters or tourists.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you ride it to Greenwich, I would get a cable car over the Thames.
That's something you've done recently?
Yeah, did it quite recently and it was gorgeous. The views were unreal.
So you're a cyclist, you're a big fan of moving around on two wheels.
Yeah.
What would be your tips for a budding cyclist in the city?
I would say grab a Lime bike because they're everywhere. They're a great way to see Hyde Park and the canal and places like that.
Some of the loveliest parts of London.
Absolutely.
And then you skip the traffic as well, I guess.
Indeed.
We've shown you a few of our favourite spots, but it's only a start. You'll find that London is the sort of place that keeps surprising you, and we've barely scratched the surface of what's on offer.
For more episodes of Travel Smart, you can watch on the Independent app or head online to Independent TV.
And for more travel guides, news and advice for planning your next trip, head to independent.co.uk/travel.
Bye for now.